Yigal Bronner is a professor at the Department of Asian Studies at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem. He teaches and writes about Sanskrit poetry and poetic theory and South Asian intellectual history. He is the author of Extreme Poetry, the South Asian Movement of Simultaneous Translation, and many articles, including ones on poets and thinkers from the southern tip of the Indian subcontinent and the historiographical tradition of Kashmir in the far north. He is also the co-author and co-editor of several other books, including First Words, Last Words, New Theories for Reading Old Texts in 16th-Century India, co-authored with Lawrence McCrea. His most recent book is edited A Lasting Vision, Dandin's Mirror in the World of Asian Letters. Please may I invite Yigal to share his talk.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to tell you a story also, a story about the Kumārasambhava, but not Kalidas's Kumārasambhava, but Udbhaṭa's Kumārasambhava. This is from the website called Udbhaṭa.com, which is a domain name that's already taken, in case you were wondering. It's some software company. So, Udbhaṭa is one of the most underappreciated heroes of South Asian intellectual history. But this was not always so. And if you look in the River of Kings, in the Raja Tarangini of Kalana from the 12th century, Udbhaṭa is mentioned as the head of the Royal Academy of King Jayapida in the beginning of the 9th century, end of the 8th century, where he was presiding over a star-decked academy of scholars that were so important that all the neighboring countries were brain-drained, tells us Kalana. And he also tells us that Udbhaṭa received an astronomical salary of 100,000 dinars per diem. I don't know how much exactly that was, but it sounds like a lot of money, and the salary of nobody else is mentioned. So it must have been something very, very special. And here is some footage from where he might have sat, and here is rare footage of Udbhaṭa himself with some of his co-pandits. So why was Udbhaṭa so important when he was remembered by Kalana in the 12th century? And one reason is that he made a huge contribution to a lot of shastric domains, okay? In the field of poetics, or before that, in the field of dramaturgy, Natya Shastra, he wrote a commentary on Bharata's Natya Shastra that is now lost. And he also wrote a commentary, the first known such commentary, on Bharata's Kavyalankara, so a foundational text in the field of poetics. So that makes him the first person to have tried to begin to combine the fields of dramaturgy and Alankara Shastra by virtue of writing commentaries, foundational commentaries on these two foundational texts. And he also wrote two more works in the field of poetry and Alankara Shastra that we know about that have survived, because these commentaries, the commentary on the Natya Shastra and the Vivarana on Bhava's Kavyalankara have been lost. But he also wrote the Kavyalankara Sara Sangraha, which is a simpler text that is a compendium on Alankaras, and the Kumārasambhava that illustrates these ornaments. So a very large output just in these fields of aesthetic literature. Nobody that we know of before Udbhaṭa has written so many and so important works on these variety of topics. And on top of that, there is now a growing acceptance to the possibility that Udbhaṭa, who wrote on poetics and on drama, is the same person who was also a Charvaka materialist philosopher, who wrote a commentary on the foundational Charvaka